The JBL Bar 9.1 soundbar has been experiencing loading issues since its launch, and these problems continue to be reported in 2024 and 2025. Understanding these issues and knowing how to troubleshoot them can save you time and frustration. The loading issue manifests in several ways. The soundbar may freeze during startup, controls become unresponsive, firmware updates fail to complete, or the system hangs during initial setup or after power cycles. To understand why these issues occur, we need to examine the four-stage loading process that the JBL Bar 9.1 goes through during startup. The loading process involves four critical stages. First, hardware initialization performs a power-on self-test. Second, firmware loading starts the operating system. Third, connectivity setup establishes Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and HDMI connections. Finally, audio calibration maps the surround sound system. Analysis shows that the system typically fails during the firmware loading or connectivity setup phases. These are the most complex stages where multiple components must work together. Now let's explore the initial troubleshooting methods that can resolve these loading issues. We'll start with the simplest solutions that work most of the time. The first method is a standard hard reset, which resolves minor firmware glitches about 60% of the time. Start by disconnecting the power for 30 seconds. Then hold the volume down and power buttons for 10 seconds while reconnecting the power. Wait for the LED indicators to cycle through different colors. If the standard reset doesn't work, we can try a more comprehensive factory reset method. The factory reset method has a 75% success rate for software-related issues. Press and hold the Bluetooth, volume up, and volume down buttons simultaneously for 15 seconds. The device will enter recovery mode, indicated by a flashing white LED. Allow 5 to 10 minutes for the complete reset process. These initial troubleshooting methods resolve the majority of JBL Bar 9.1 loading issues. Start with the standard reset for quick fixes, then move to the factory reset for more persistent problems. Always allow adequate time for the reset process to complete fully. When basic resets fail to resolve JBL Bar 9.1 loading issues, advanced solutions offer significantly higher success rates. The USB recovery method achieves over 85% effectiveness for severe firmware problems. The USB recovery method requires specific preparation. You'll need a USB flash drive with at least 8 GB of storage, formatted in FAT32 file system, and official JBL firmware recovery files. First, download the official recovery firmware from JBL's support portal. Extract these files directly to your USB drive's root directory. Ensure the drive appears in Windows Explorer with proper FAT32 formatting. Now for the recovery process itself. Power off your soundbar completely. Then locate the USB service port behind the fabric grille. Insert your prepared USB drive into this port. For manual firmware installation, JBL's desktop application provides the most reliable method. Ensure a stable power supply throughout the update process and disable auto sleep modes on all connected devices. JBL has acknowledged these loading issues and implemented significant improvements. Enhanced recovery modes, better diagnostic tools, and hardware revisions addressing power management are now standard in newer models. These advanced solutions provide highly effective resolution paths. USB recovery achieves 85% success rates for severe firmware corruption, while proper manual installation reaches 90% effectiveness. With JBL's ongoing improvements, future loading issues will become increasingly rare.